So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene for Darkness in Dublin, the Mage venue, where we have Morgan and Callie walking home after their not only so brief outing to Agrabah Nights, because who doesn't like free dinner? And who doesn't like free booze? These are both things that Morgan appreciates immensely, considering the sheer volume that she is capable of eating. Yeah, free food is a thing. So they have lingered around the place even after their meeting with, well, I suppose he's an orphan, whatever he is. They've lingered around enough for Morgan to have a proper meal and have herself a proper drink or three. Not enough to get herself more than a little bit of the warm fuzzies, but enough to put her in a pleasant state of mind. Enough so that when, you know, Callie's, you know, orientation is to go to her home instead of Morgan's, well, Morgan doesn't especially question it. They kind of freely float between homes at this point, all three of them. So be it. So I imagine the pair of them have had themselves a nice walk home and come inside, come through the bookshop, perhaps even heading upstairs as we speak. I don't know. Where would you like to be there, buddy?
So Callie, all the way, has been a bit pensive throughout. At the meeting, she was at the Agrabah night. She was very cold and calm throughout the conversation. But Morgan would spot as they're going along the whole time. She's been very pensive, not like super intense, but it's there. Morgan will notice she hovers every time Morgan even gets up slightly, moves too slowly. Callie's there. You know what I mean?
Maybe Morgan is not registering the difference. Maybe she's not thinking much of it. Maybe she thinks it's cute. Who knows? But she doesn't comment. She doesn't seem to have an issue at all with Callie being all up in her personal bubble. It's a place that she likes Callie to be.
And eventually, they'll come into the living room. Callie again just seems pacing around, she just kind of wanders, almost like she's. It's odd. It's like she's not quite coiling, but it's almost like she's making the circular motions, walking around her table, walking around each of the couches, walking around the kitchen, walking around Morgan, and walking around the mighty Fenrir. She walks around you almost like essentially she's wrapping herself around each thing in her house.
And again, Morgan either doesn't notice or simply doesn't comment. She comes inside and she makes herself comfortable. She takes her shoes off, of course, right at the entrance, because that is the polite thing to do. And like any barefooted heathen, just kind of wanders in and finds that comfy spot on the couch. That spot she likes. Even snags the pillow she usually leans on. And yeah, just coils up in it. And we'll keep an idle eye on Callie, but just be munching as Callie goes through this process. Does she do this at all normally?
Nope.
So yeah, she'll just be keeping an idle eye on it. Perhaps, in fact, not thinking until she gets around to her blind side to go ahead and, whisk off the eye patch.
Normally, for Morgan's sake, Callie just splays herself out on the couch, lounging around. She kind of slithers around on the couch. But no, this is far different. It's controlled. She even goes walking around into the kitchen, just pacing. You can even hear small, like the way she touches things, it's almost very slow, and you can hear the small hisses in her voice as she's just walks here, walks there, coils around the wall. Just it's odd behavior. Do you have any sites up, actually, Katie, out of curiosity?
Not usually.
Any specifically related to life or actually Prime would be a very big one.
Honestly, not usually. Morgan doesn't generally bother.
Okay, no, I'm just curious because you would see something odd.
She might start soon, but this time she's gonna miss it. She's gonna miss it real good. She will eventually, especially if this continues at length.
It does. It does.
Being so thorough, she'll, eventually she'll sweep off the eye patch and kind of plop it on the side table like she does. But the next time that Callie skims nearby, Morgan will kind of lift an arm in mute offering that kind of curl up here, yes, maybe?
Morgan will feel Callie's hands like. Have you ever felt the way a snake tongue kind of touches your skin?
Yep, barely brushes it.
Imagine that with her fingertips.
Where?
Like they right on the palm, like the inner palm of her hand.
Be a mild head tilt. I assume she does not, in fact, stop her pacing.
Nope. But she acknowledges you, though. You know what I mean? It's almost like, yes, you are there. That is where you are. Touch.
She will eventually go about coaxing Fenrir over with the Cheeto, if only because he's getting the circle treatment too, and he is one of the things in this place that she can move without getting up and physically moving furniture.
Fenrir, the mighty wolf, trots over.
Oh yeah, he gets treated to a share of her Cheetos, much like she does when Kelmore's sitting on her shoulder. It's one for me, one for you, one for me. You know, and it's not a fast process. She's not just dumping junk food into the puppy, but, you know, he just regularly gets one.
He barks, opening his big, huge jaw wide. You get the impression that he's do it.
Yeah, she'll nibble her way through one, and she'll pluck one out and just drop it right into his maw. I imagine he gets the idea pretty quick and just, you know, mechanically opens maw. Mighty muzzle. And yeah, she just drops one in his mouth and then pulls out another, nibbles her way through it. He probably inhales his in a fraction of the time and is like doing the impatient patty paws by the time the next one comes around.
You get the impression he's like, one is not enough. I need more. You know what I mean? It's that type of impression, you know.
Between the two of them, they will end up going through this bag in record time. If he's really impatient, he might get 2 for every one of hers.
He just sits there in his pauses and it's just like, you know what I mean? Oh.
And she will, again, you know, the next time that Callie wanders past, like slinks close, the arm comes up, and this time she'll actually just extend the hand, like palm up, looking to catch hers.
Yeah. This time the touch is a bit more, you definitely feel it's more contact. As her hand kind of coils up around your wrist, like she's twisting the hand around you and kind of touches where your elbow would be.
Yeah, and she won't, like, grab, but she does, you know, once she has proper contact, does curl her fingers around the hand, around the arm, whatever is there by the time she has the chance to so much as curl her fingers. Not in the mood to sit.
No, I am making sure that is my routine.
Really?
Yes.
I've never seen you do it before.
It is my routine when something has occurred.
Something? She'll look to see it. You know, I don't know how much Callie is letting her move the arm once the hand is kind of twined around her arm, but she will try to loosen her hand up enough to, like, get it up in hers and, you know, just kind of playfully bring it up to touch her lips. It's not the sincere Southern gentleman style that Collins does. It's just very fond and very light.
She kind of just twists the hand again. It just seems to just dance along your skin like a snake tongue. Like the fingernails even just lightly touch your skin. I imagine the sensory feeling is quite something.
Oh, it is. She's paying keen attention. Her interest has been earned. She will, in fact, her interest is so thoroughly earned that she will just kind of gingerly, you know, let the other hand drop, and kind of just let go and let the bag of Cheetos, what little remains, go ahead and just rest on the floor where Fenrir can get into them. Keep him distracted. And what kinds of things have occurred? And she tries to kind of not, again, it's not forcefully pulling her in, it's just kind of that guiding motion, like when one, gently takes hold of your chin and tries to kind of guide your head around. They don't force it, but they're like, yeah, if you just came this way, that'd be great. She's kind of doing the same thing, trying to kind of guide Callie in. And if she wants to coil around her, so be it. But just trying to get her closer.
She does. She eventually slowly slides down. Again, her legs coil up, essentially. It's like even Morgan's like, how the fuck do you do that? Because her legs just coil up and essentially, so she's almost like twisting down onto the couch.
And yeah, Morgan is not immune to sensory whatnot. So yeah, she will guide her around and onto the couch. And yeah, there's definitely a moment of like, Jesus Christ. It's so slinky. You have pointy bits and joints. Why does it look like you don't? Well, which as she slithers back onto the couch, we'll just guide her and keep her close. Much like when Callie drapes across her carelessly, albeit at this point it's not nearly so careless. When what has occurred?
And she leans back over you to the point where, Morgan, you are just now, bam, back against her chest, and she's literally just, it's like literally her hands just clasp around your stomach like you're literally being squeezed by a python.
Like pulling her so her back is to her Callie's chest?
Yep.
Considering she had a moment ago had her back like nicely nestled into the corner of the couch, this is quite a turnabout.
Oh yeah, Callie keeps doing that unless you actually physically stop her.
All things considered, no, probably not. She is commandeered, as it were. Is Callie like slipping between her and the couch where she was, or actually like just completely turning her around? I'm trying to determine the level of manhandling involved.
It's nothing inappropriate. It's more protective, if anything else. It's odd. It's like she's expecting something to come through the wall, almost. You know?
And she'll lull back her head so that it sets on Callie's shoulder, reaching up a hand to stroke the opposite cheek. Are you nervous?
No.
Then why?
People who I have claimed to not get to be insulted like the way they were. It is simple.
Oh? And now that toothy smile is back. Just for fun, I'll say she's lulled on her left shoulder so that she's facing the scarred side of Callie's face, but by the same token, Callie is facing that bright red eye.
Insinuating that you are a dishonorable person who would attack someone in the back. I will not tolerate someone I have claimed being insulted like that. Same way as I did not tolerate Stephanos and his hermetic friend insinuating that Collins and you were dishonorable people.
Her tongue kind of flips out and, kind of draws along her teeth for a moment. Claimed. That sounds serious.
Both of you are.
It's funny because while she is on, resting to where she sees the more afflicted side of Callie's face, her hand is up on the warmer, more responsive side. The fingers kind of soothingly tracing up before the palm kind of cups against her cheek. So protective.
You may tease all you want. It is. She just doesn't say anything. She just stares forward.
Yeah, especially at the comment on teasing. She kind of twists her head around and will, just gingerly It's a peck of a little kiss to the side of her lips, essentially. Just enough to make a point. Oh, don't take it badly. I like it.
I am not very good socially with what you and Collins are capable of. Those who have earned my affection, I simply claim them.
I don't think I protest at all.
It's not something I tell them. It's nothing. Look, doesn't look down, but you can see it. It's the. Oh God, I have to explain this type of thing. Do you know what I mean? It is more of something I do rather than something that I tell a person.
No, I'm sure Collins would like it too.
Pauses. Doesn't respond really.
And she's still idly, like, moving her fingers, not moving her palm per se, but the fingers just kind of trace up and down that line kind of between the eye and the ear, like that upper part of the cheek.
It is nothing that you need to concern in case of myself becoming overly attached. You're still you, and Collins is still Collins. You are the people who you wish to be. It is merely that. I have claimed you as mine.
And can we claim each other as well still?
If you would like. It is more so people will know that if they insult you, they insult me. And I shall react accordingly.
I don't think you're the only one who does it. I think you're just the only one who calls it that. It's not so strange.
No. There are some who mark their claimed, but that is not something I do.
It's not.
No. I have been marked already. By my mother.
You have.
Well, it wasn't my mother who cut me.
No. But she recognized it. And made it hers.
She did. But no, I have merely claimed you in that. The man at the gathering where I put my knife through Malfael's hand said that I would be on my own if I did not trust people. I trust only a few, and those who have earned my trust I hold on to. I squeezed your hand as I said that. It was that moment I had claimed you.
And maybe it's just that Morgan hasn't had a chance to get at that bloodlust yet. Or to satisfy that. As much as Callie has the urge to do snake-like things, has the urge to do a number of things that affiliate with the thing she's tied to. Well, Morgan hasn't had many chances to stab a motherfucker. When she glanced back, I kind of rolls back. I've been marked by things I've never seen and don't remember. And I've been playfully marked. She, at least thinking to herself of the tattoo. I think I like better being marked on my own terms. I wouldn't care if you and Collins did.
I don't mark. I claim.
Hmm. You can claim all you like.
I already have.
What do I have?
I already have, she'll say softly. It's why if anyone insults you, I'm immediately there.
So you are.
The same with Collins. You both are, and she said, I mean, you can hear the deep. It's not like threatening, but it's very primal the way she says it. Mine. Like you can hear the hiss in her voice and everything. It's like some sort of deep being almost like possesses her nearly.
Morgan is all smile. Somehow completely uncowed. She doesn't fail to notice. She doesn't fail to resonate with it. If anything, she intensifies a bit.
It is nothing. She, you can see her right side slightly blushing because you can tell it's hard for her to talk about. It is
Or it's
nothing.
everything.
We may share a bed with Collins. We may share a bed with each other, but this is more complex than that for me.
And if I claimed you back?
Yes?
Well, would you protest?
No.
Fortunate.
No one has claimed me.
Well, I think you've been claimed twice over. I just don't know it.
It gives you this confused frown. No one has claimed me since before. It kind of leaves a statement hanging in the air.
And Morgan will give a. I mean, I imagine that the grasp around her is still fairly tight.
Mm-hmm.
So it requires some exertion of muscle, not to pull away, but to twist herself around. Put herself face to face, even if it puts her, like, essentially in Callie's lap.
It is why I became emotional when that night said what he said.
And actually, rather than being in her lap, she will twist her around and kind of lift Callie into hers, because that means she can twine her legs around her too, which seems to kind of be her shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
So she humors it. She'll kind of wrench herself around, kind of lifting on Callie if she does so, even guiding the legs up around her.
I'm gonna give this to you. Make an awareness roll, Katie.
Well, I'm gonna.
Because, well, according to this background, yeah, well, since you don't have any sights up, but the awareness roll is the important bit. Do you get to sense something is happening?
Her awareness roll is dog shit.
It's been whoop.
I'm gonna.
Ooh.
It sounds interesting. Yeah, I
Good thing
spent a
you did.
willpower, so fuck it.
Good thing you did. But with one success, you get the general feeling. You know that feeling when a magical effect kind of kicks off, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
like that. It's as if something's being created. Like you let Callie literally coil properly in. The second you touch her head, her hair, her skin, it's like literally something. This fresh essence of magic is just feel that kind of buzz, that tingling in the air. You know.
Yeah, something's active. It's not necessarily the ping of a spell. It's just an
No.
ambient
Yeah.
something.
Having something that's full of life and energy.
Oh, just for fun. Let's see if I can kick this off. Let me double check my thing for duration. See if I can get it for more than a moment. I'll use eye contact as a focus because why not make this worse by looking a snake right in the eyes?
Do it.
Oh, I'm gonna. Let me quickly consult my list here.
Don't forget, this is Callie's sanctum.
I know.
And you're her
Automatically coincidental.
Yes, and you're her cabal mate, so it applies to you too.
Yes, yes. Hmm.
Rolling a Katie.
I am. I'm just pondering what I can do to lower the diff. Because I can.
Depend upon the
So
contestants.
I can.
And you use foci.
I'm going to have her bite her lip
Do it.
because blood is one of them. So and yeah, fuck it. Spend a point of quint, bring it down to 3. Why not?
You can just extend the cast. It's
I
fine.
will.
You just need one more, I think.
Spending more quint.
There you go. Bam.
Yeah, that's enough to throw a little bit into duration so it lingers for a bit.
It's prime, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's a fountain of contestants. In fact, she's producing TAS. Like, literally inside her. And I'm going to add a bit of flavor. It is like she is this gigantic serpent that is just coiling the TAS out. Like she's shedding a skin.
Oh yeah, and of course you can ping if you want for the effect going off. She looks up and beholds her properly as she coils her into her lap, like wraps her around her.
Mm-hmm.
And man, does she look happy. She's looking up at a proverbial like monster in prime, and she doesn't seem daunted at all. She seems pretty excited about it.
Kind of just gives her this confusing little head tilt.
Considering how I imagine that it goes. She
Yeah.
just, with that, reaches up and goes, "Oh, you're adorable." And, reaches up with both hands to, just hold either cheek and kind of go to coax her head down to rest, nose to nose, brow to brow with her. Just kind
What?
of pulls her in.
How did you come by that?
She even will lull back some as she does so. Callie gets to essentially lay half on top of her, coiled and all. I see you.
See me doing what?
Just being you.
My mother did say that her brother took a vested interest. That I was a mix of the two. After all, she twirls her hands. The ritual that I awoke in was a celebration of all three of my grandfather's children.
And as she, keeps her pulled in kind of brow to brow, it's very close. It's kind of intimate, but it's not necessarily romantic. It's just very close. Her right hand will skim back over the left side of Callie's face, kind of grazing back over the trimmed hair. And, it's one of those things where she's seeing just enough to create some cognitive dissonance to where she can almost imagine feeling scale. Her finger, the pads of her fingers just barely graze over the side of her scalp and down the back of it.
Do you know who the brother is?
You mean Jormungandr?
She nods slowly.
I've been reading. I can see.
Fenrir, Jormungandr, and Hel. My mother made sure they watch over me.
She has. They do.
Like I said, it's something I do when people are claimed.
And naturally, since if Callie has her arms wrapped around her again, she'll feel the deep scars down the back. It doesn't seem to bother her. They still have sensation. She still responds to her back being touched, but it's just there. She just kind of muses, finally pulls her head back a bit, enough that she can actually make proper eye contact again. I wish my guidance was so clear.
Just because my guidance is clear does not mean the path is easy.
No. Never imagined it did.
I think your gods are far more finicky than mine are, to a certain point.
I don't think you're wrong. Then she finally, her hands, especially as she sits back a bit, that, her hands fall a bit, resting more like naturally on Callie's sides, as opposed to like raised up to her face. But if I'm lucky, if I do what I feel the burning need to do, I'll have answers.
True. You did not mind Kevin staying over.
No.
She nods slowly.
You do as you like.
I wanted to make sure.
I know how to share.
It's not about sharing.
Nor do I dislike him.
It's not even that.
What is it?
Honesty.
Oh?
I don't lie to the people I've claimed. Then it defeats the purpose of claiming them.
I imagine it would.
Just nod slowly. That way I'm making sure that you are still happy.
And she hitches her arms a little more firmly about Callie in return, kind of cinching her in a little bit. Oh, I'm quite happy.
And Collins too, I don't want him to think that I'm replacing him.
No, I don't imagine he thinks that at all.
Just nods. I will do my best not to be jealous of both of you.
There's no
But
need
it
to
will
be jealous when we've claimed you in return.
it will just be hard for me, but that is my issue, not yours.
Oh, don't you worry. We have plenty of love to go around. It is
Just
not a
bites her lip
finite
awkwardly.
thing.
She just bites her lip awkwardly.
Love is not finite.
But insecurity is.
It is. But if a mother can love each and every one of her children with all of her heart, there's no saying that the same can't apply here.
No, just be patient with me if I should get jealous.
Of course.
I would never stop you, of course, or Collins. It's just these scars, while holy and blessed, carry a price.
It's hard. I've seen.
Especially when I was considered beautiful before them. According to Glasspaw, at least when he saw me.
You may have been beautiful in a superficial way before. And she'll reach up and look to do the little chin nab to pull her in. But seeing you wear this favor like a mantle, this is beautiful. And she'll make a point of giving her not, a deep or especially demanding, but a very firm kiss on the lips.
She kind of looks more like, oh god, ooh, like she's still unsure how to take it, but she lets it happen and will stand up. And just nod slowly. Then, shall we go to bed?
And she will, especially as Callie finally unfolds from around her, will take a glance down to where I'm sure Fenrir is literally half his body in a Cheetos bag.
Mm-hmm.
Considering this
shaking it like it's a dead piece of prey.
This is a suitable distraction so that they may away. And so she will, of course, slide herself up as well. And even look to reach out and catch her hand, twining the fingers. Again, kind of encouraging that grasping and coiling she was doing before because it seemed to satisfy her.
Yes. 'Yes. 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 Yes, would you like to end it there, Katie?
Yes. Such sordid
Yes.
themes. Very well, and with that, they away. They away to the scandal. And we will call it there. So thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you next time in Creepy Bitches Part 2.